Hello and welcome once again to Red Gaming Tech. My name is Amata. Today is the 25th of November. And this time I have some news for you regarding The Crew, as Ubisoft has outlined the review process for the upcoming game. Now, in similar communications to the game's press and also to consumers, they stressed that the title's significant online multiplayer component means, quote, it is only possible to assess The Crew in its entirety with a broad community of thousands of open players populating the open world. Now, The Crew release date, as you may remember, is December the 2nd on all platforms, and members of the press will be receiving retail copies of the game on the morning of December 1st, however, and there'll be no embargo on coverage once the servers are up from 11 AM UK time. However, Ubisoft estimates it would take approximately 30-40 hours to properly experience the game and recommends this amount of time for reviewers. And they said, quote, to consumers by the way, while we fully anticipate that you might see some reviews immediately at launch, largely built around preview sessions we facilitated during the past months or the limited content of the closed and open betas, they won't be based on optimal conditions or reflect the finished game. Now, on one hand, it does seem that Ubisoft are trying to make good on their promise to increase their visibility on the review process for their games following the criticism of Assassin's Creed Unity's post-launch review embargo. Now, I was one of the ones who criticised Ubisoft for their Unity embargo because they made a similar argument for Assassin's Creed Unity, basically saying that blah blah blah, you need enough people, etc, etc, which for a single player game with mild multiplayer components in the co-op and so forth didn't fly with me. You could have easily set an embargo for the co-op multiplayer only, but allowed the single player reviews to go up a day or two before release, and that would have worked fine. Obviously, they had other reasons to keep the game hidden until after it had come out. With The Crew, however, I can kind of see where they're coming from. With a racing game, it is all about the multiplayer, and while you could put all the press together in one server, they probably will be doing that, but not everyone is on at the same time. For instance, we're in the UK, but someone might be in the US, they might be in Australia, they might be in Germany, they might be in Sweden, they might be in Japan, you get my point. Not everyone is on the same time zone, so that doesn't really work. The most effective way to review a multiplayer title is, of course, to view it when it's alive and breathing and full of players. You wouldn't do a review of, say, I don't know, Warlords of Draenor when there's only 2 players playing it. That's not really a fair representation of the game. And it's not the same as Unity, to be honest, because that was a single player game, this is a multiplayer game. I don't really have a problem with Bungie doing this for Destiny, and this time Ubisoft, actually I can kind of see where they're coming from, and at least they're not actually going to be overly punishing or taking down reviews that come out on launch or day after or so on. They're just basically saying, we advise you to also keep an eye out for later reviews after 30 to 40 hours of play. That's basically what they're saying. They're saying, watch out for the early reviews. They may not reflect fully on the game, as the game is not going to be fully populated. You need at least 30 to 40 hours of play, and that's fine. I think this is more than reasonable, but of course, if you disagree, do let me know below, and I'll see you next time.